U.S. forces recovered Iranian-made missile warheads and related components during a shipboarding mission near Somalia last week.
The Pentagon suspects the arms shipment, intercepted off the coast of Somalia, was destined for militants in Yemen blamed for attacks in the Red Sea.
A massive search and rescue operation is ongoing in the Gulf of Aden, where the incident occurred Thursday.
The SEALs moved to board the vessel, described by one official as a dhow lacking proper identification, amid suspicions that there were arms on board.
Thursday's operation took place in rough seas, and when one of the SEALs slipped from a ladder, the second dove in to help, but both were swept away by powerful swells.
As rescue operations began, other troops carried out a search of the boat, which had a crew of about a dozen.
They were taken into custody along with the weapons components, and the boat was sunk.
The episode highlights a persistent challenge facing the Biden administration and its international partners as they vow to hold Yemen's Houthis and Iran accountable for attacks disrupting commercial shipping in the region.
U.S. and British forces struck dozens of Houthi targets in Yemen last week in an attempt to discourage additional attacks.
The Houthis have said that their actions are in protest of Israel's military campaign in Gaza.
The Biden administration has not ruled out future military action in Yemen but has sought to tread carefully.
U.S. forces in the region reported separately that an American-owned container ship was hit with a ballistic missile in the Houthis' latest alleged provocation.
Senior U.S. officials blame Tehran for having aided and abetted the crisis, which has principally affected commercial vessels transiting the Red Sea.
The missile warheads and other components intercepted last week originated from Iran and were bound for transfer to another boat off the Somali coast before continuing on to Yemen.
The SEALs launched their mission from the USS Lewis B. Puller, which acts as a floating base, and headed toward the dhow in a smaller craft.
Interdicting suspicious or adversarial vessels, known as visit, board, search, and seizure, is among the most difficult and dangerous missions undertaken by highly trained troops.
Such operations typically involve approaching the suspect vessel in smaller boats and using ladders and climbing tools to get aboard, which can be complicated by violent waves and hostile crew members.
U.S. forces routinely partner with other nations' militaries to blunt piracy and weapons smuggling in the region.
Though it has been days since the two SEALs went missing, the Pentagon remains hopeful that they will be found alive.
The Gulf's waters are warm, officials have said, noting that powerful swells and exhaustion are more of a concern than hypothermia.